AITAA for leaving my husband and stepdaughter stranded on Christmas when I found out he gave her my big Christmas gift. My husband, 41 million, is the worst at gift giving. We've been together for over 3 years, and after the first year of not receiving anything for my birthday, anniversary, Christmas, or Valentine's Day, Mother's Day was the last straw, especially after being told I wasn't his mother. I decided to start matching energy. Father's Day came, and I was gone all day. Normally, I would have put together a big lunch or dinner and driven 30 to 45 minutes to pick up his daughter, A, now 16, so they could spend the day together. He called me in the afternoon and I was polite but not initiating conversation. He asked when I was picking up his daughter and I replied that I had plans and wasn't aware I was supposed to pick her up, since nothing had been communicated to me. When he responded, "It's Father's Day," I used his own response back, "You are not my father." I anticipated him getting upset and knew a constructive conversation would not happen. When he started to raise his voice, I told him to check the table and hung up. I had left a letter communicating how much it hurt to go out of my way for him and not receive any sort of reciprocation. He called me later and said he would try to be better and work on it. I ended up going to get his daughter during the week so they could enjoy a dinner together. Background info. He drives big rig truck, so the vehicle we use for everyday travel is mine. He's been better about gifts, more like, go pick something out and I'll pay for it, which I don't mind. He does the same thing with his daughter. I do all the shopping for his family's gifts for birthdays and holidays. Cut to a week before Christmas. I woke up to my favorite coffee drink and my husband taking me out to breakfast, followed by a trip to the mall to pick out my Christmas gift. I rarely splurge on myself when it comes to purses or clothes. I have a preteen son from my first marriage, so I tend to be more practical and spend on him for his birthday and Christmas. My stepdaughter, however, is very materialistic and is always asking for money or something expensive. Between her father and his family, her mother and her family, and her stepfather, she always gets it. I had been saying out loud that I needed a new purse since mine was falling apart and decided to invest in a good designer handbag. I had started saving money and looking online. So imagine my surprise and excitement when we got to the department store and I saw my dream purse in stock. My husband gave a look when he saw the price, and I told him I could contribute. I explained I had been saving to buy it myself. He shook his head and said I deserved it, and that he'd get it for me, but added that this meant he couldn't afford anything else. I screamed with delight and told him that was okay. I didn't need anything else. With that taken care of, my husband asked if it was okay to go get his daughter and take her Christmas shopping. I had a ton to do at home for the holiday, so this worked out great. When we got home, I reached for my new purse, but he stopped me and said to leave it. He had another gift he'd previously purchased that he was going to put inside the purse for me to open on Christmas. I was on cloud 9, so I kissed him, left the bag, and went inside. I stayed busy cleaning and decorating. The rest of the days before Christmas were a blur. I hosted Christmas Eve at my house with my family. On Christmas Day, I slept in and only had time to brush my teeth before we left to get his daughter and head to his mother's house. I fell asleep on the drive and woke up after his daughter had already been picked up. We were en route to his mom's. I turned to greet her, and that's when I saw her rummaging through and holding my new purse. "Where did you get that purse?" I asked. The car fell completely silent. I looked at my husband. He stayed silent, both hands on the wheel, staring straight ahead. I asked again, louder and more stern. She looked down and quietly mumbled, "My dad gave it to me." "You what?" I screamed. "How would you think it was okay to give her my new purse?" He told me to calm down. I cut him off and screamed, "No!" Then I turned to his daughter and told her that her father had no right to give her my purse and that she needed to give it back. She refused. I could feel my anger raging, then subsiding into sadness and complete defeat. I pulled my coat over my head and leaned against the window, covering my face as tears ran down my cheeks. My husband pulled over at the next gas station. His daughter bolted out of the car, taking the purse with her. He tried to comfort me. I slapped his hand away and told him not to touch me. He explained that after dropping me off that day, he had picked up his daughter and taken her shopping. On the way to her house, she saw the bag and the purse. She begged and pleaded for it, reminding him of all the times he hadn't gotten her a gift and saying this would make up for it. That played on his emotions, and he caved. He told me he would make it up to me, but I asked him how. He had already spent his money and made it clear he couldn't afford to get me anything else. I couldn't help but get upset. I told him his daughter wasn't suffering. She had gifts from her mom, stepdad, and both families. He had already bought her gifts from her Christmas list. That purse was my one gift. I know Christmas isn't about gifts, but I was deeply hurt. His phone rang. It was his daughter asking him to come inside the store because she needed money. As he walked inside, I looked back at all the gifts I had picked out for his family with care. Something came over me. I stopped crying, got out of the car, got in the driver's seat, wiped my face, and drove off, leaving my husband and stepdaughter behind. I turned off my phone and spent the day with my family at my cousin's house, staying the night and not returning home until late the following day. The only call I returned was from my stepdaughter's mother, who left a hateful message about me being jealous and leaving her daughter stranded. I told her the truth. Her daughter guilt-tripped her father into giving her my purse, which he had bought for me. She apologized and tried to offer a solution, but I told her not to bother. The damage had been done. I later found out from my SIL that my husband's brother went to pick them up, and the truth came out that evening. His mother is on his side. His brother SEL and other relatives took my side and scolded his daughter. Since then, I haven't spoken to her. Things are tense at home. I've become distant from my husband. When I cook dinner, I only serve my son and myself. I only speak to my son. My husband tries to reach for me at night, but I always end up crying. I'm not angry. I just feel nothing. I miss him when he's on the road, but I can't shake the disappointment. Update. Wow, I didn't expect this to blow up. Thank you to everyone who reached out. I meant to update sooner. I want to clarify a few things. I did not pay for the purse. I offered, but my husband paid the full amount. Technically, he pays for the gifts for his family. We have a shared account that he funds for bills and other expenses, including gifts. I shop, wrap, and personalize everything, often adding extras from my own budget. When I confronted my stepdaughter, she initially said nothing, just shook her head no. Her father yelled her name, and that's when she admitted she had already written her name in permanent marker inside the purse. That's when my rage turned into heartbreak. It became worthless to me. To those asking why I stayed after not getting gifts early in our relationship, I started taking the initiative. I planned trips or gift outings, and he paid. This purse, though, was supposed to be the first gift he picked and wrapped for me to open under the tree. My SIL, who is now my ally, told me the family drama that followed. At his mom's house, my stepdaughter showed off her new purse and gifts. The family fell silent, and eventually the truth came out. He hadn't gotten his mother anything. He admitted the purse wasn't even meant for his daughter. Her mother had also yelled at him for getting such an expensive gift while she was failing classes. Instead of explaining, he hung up. He later told her their daughter saw the purse, begged for it, and when denied, took it anyway. He called and told her she had better give it up on Christmas. She never responded. Her writing her name inside was a shock to him and why he pulled over at the gas station. The other gift he planned to put in the purse? Lingerie. It was in a gift bag on my side of the bed. I ended up putting it on our pit bull Chico and sending him downstairs wearing a red nightie. Final note, my husband is not a heartless monster, and I'm not a doormat. When he got back from the road, he took my son and me out to a steakhouse and gave us each gift bags with new AirPods. Then he surprised us with a trip to AT&T to get new phones. I haven't spoken much with his daughter. Her failing grades and sneaking out have strained her relationship with her mother. I'm in a better place mentally now, but the emotional wound remains. Thank you for reading.